Okay, we're good.
Okay, so I guess probably about to move down. Move y'all down.
Looks like he's just getting started now. See the timer running.
Okay,
He's
started.
going.
Well, okay, that's the way we can do it, I guess.
So welcome to Mega Man X3, everybody. Who is going to actually be commentating this? We have
News
for
for the most part.
I guess. I don't know, I was kind of put on the spot for this, but
Well-
Got myself, Mr. Cap here, and Valves is still here from X1. How's it going, everybody?
pretty great so far. So the intro stage for this game is like a lot of cutscenes, almost as good as Mega Man 7. The only real RNG to it is the intro boss, which can like punch you, and it's really annoying and really slow.
At most, that's only a couple of seconds to go, I would think. He's not that hard to kill, even.
Yeah. Well, he can like combo you too. And he can also like if he like does it right, like your shots will bounce off of his fist and lose a bunch of them.
Zero steam in this game is awesome. It's that same version.
Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate.
Mac going down to the one charge shot, one saber. Do you know like what the right set of shots is for the intro boss? So I know he takes like a lot of damage from various charge levels.
Yeah, he does. He takes 4 damage from a full charge, 3 damage from a semi-charge and a dash shot, and then 2 damage from like a regular shot. It's actually the only boss in the game that takes more damage from a dash shot. I guess we should mention that dash shots, like they do more damage in X1 and X2. They do 2 damage to every enemy. In X3, they only do 1 damage to bosses, but they still do 2 damage to most enemies. So he'll be using semis and dash elements to kill a lot of enemies, but still be doing like busters and charge busters for bosses.
So I think we're talking about differences that people, at least in this call, know about any percent and 100%. 100% route I know starts with Tunnel Rhino, pretty sure because we want that drill shot he has to pick up items later on.
Yeah. The route for this game is kind of like concrete, locked in stone. You can't really do anything to change it because of how the items and weapons work. We're doing Rhino first, even though we don't pick up any items in the stage. You can't get around revisiting the stage at all because you need his weapon to get the charge buster, to get the charge buster shot, and then you need the charge triad to get 2 of the items in the stage.
And Tunnel Rhino himself, not that hard of a boss to kill with the buster. Though I think the way this game works, for whatever reason, his pattern, if you get to him without dying, is just a back and forth. He doesn't throw anything weird at you. If you do have a death, the fun begins.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Also, dying in this stage costs like a lot of time. This the checkpoint is before the mini boss, so you don't want to die. Like it's really, really bad.
Yeah. Also worth mentioning is like mid boss here doesn't really have any iframes at all, so very easy to just get in his face and mash.
All the mini bosses in this game, except for one, is basically just get in their face, mash them to death.
Still getting those ladder jumps. I love it.
Yeah.
The awesome back and forth gap jump.
I think to note between, like, we just saw X1 and X3 is that ladder jumps are a little easier in X2 and X3 as opposed to X1. So you see them a lot more in those two games.
You also see a lot more double kicks in X1.
Tunnel Rhino will stop a little bit, but I'm pretty sure because there's no death so far on the run, he doesn't start deploying his drills. Good fight. Alright, so Blizzard Buffalo is second, I'm pretty sure, because we want to get the boots.
Yeah, the
Also,
dumb
so
jump.
that it's also good to have ice, since in the next 3 set of Maverick stages, whatever the 3rd, 4th, and 5th Maverick you fight, one of them you're going to get to fight Bit.
Yeah. So
One of the-
this game is like really dumb with the stages because after the second Maverick, you get introduced to Bit and Bite. They're like the robots that are sent to go kill X, and Bit will appear in either stages 2, 3, or 4, or no, 3, 4, or 5. I can think. That's like all those empty rooms that are just kind of in the middle of the stage. That serve seemingly no purpose. That's like why they're there. Bit is weak to Ice and Triad, and obviously when you use Ice because Triad's really slow. And then Bite will appear between 6, 7, and 8, and he's weak to Drill and Raise Slasher.
Nice jump to get that. Is that a sub tank?
Yeah,
Yeah,
something.
bootless first try.
There are a couple of items in positions like that.
Yeah. It's basically like the exact same principles as the Iceless jump in X1.
Right, so now we have the boots, which give us this nice upward stash. And I'm not sure if X2 is later in this marathon or not, but in X2 and X3, you get this technique called neon jumping.
Yeah.
We'll definitely see that.
Yeah.
We're ahead by a couple of seconds. Okay, don't get too antsy. Baba! Yeah, the Baba jump.
Yeah, you guys can talk to the Blizzard Buffalo fight and how Blizzard Buffalo might not have the best written AI.
Oh yeah,
I think it's a pretty good one.
works.
I think basically if you're in the air above his head, the game starts to think you're trying to jump over him, so Blizzard Buffalo says, aha, I'll just dash the other way.
Yeah.
And it doesn't quite realize that he's up against a wall. So it's a good fight.
So, some of the weapons, I guess we explain this now, some of the weapons in this game have interesting properties to them that I don't know if they were intended or not. For starters, drill. When you use a drill on an enemy, they don't have, like, a hitbox for, like, I think, no, not 15. I have no idea. Some amount of frames, basically. So you can use a drill on an enemy and dash through them. We'll see that at the beginning of Tiger Stage, when you go to get the sub-tank. And then ice is another one. If you kill an enemy that's like on the ground for whatever reason, they will always drop health. And acid is similar in that if you do that, they will always drop ammo.
So we're gonna go right into Tiger Stage, like you said. How How tight is the window to dash through those penguins with the drill?
Very tight. You just barely do it.
So every time I've tried to do it, it has not ended well.
Okay, so Mr. Cad mentioned earlier, there are a thing called neon jumps in this game. Basically, when you do like an air dash with a second level charge shot, and you like fire the shot, the game doesn't really have anything like planned for that, so you just kind of stop in midair, and you have one like ground frame that you can do like a jump off of. So you just dash, you fire the shot, and then you have one frame you can jump, and that's a neon jump. It's a really poor explanation, but yeah.
I think most of the time they call it, there's the release neon, where you are firing the first half of the jump, the shot, and then you jump there, and then you kind of get the second shot with your fully charged shot in this game and in X2, where Mega Man's just kind of glowing, but he doesn't have the particles flying around him. He's got kind of this neon glow, as it would be, and if you push jump and shoot on that one, that's a press neon. At the same time, Mega Man will jump again out of the air. You do that to start getting lots of extra jumps, get to lots of places faster.
I think people consider press neons to be a little easier too, right?
Yeah, because for release neons you have to release the button, which is why it's called release neon, and then press jump the frame after. But with press neons, you just press jump and shoot at the same frame.
I think he just got up to the hard tank with that. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, the 2 jumps in a row.
Okay, so here's a Tiger. He's one of a couple major RNG points in the game. When he gets to below about half health, he can do a charged slash at you, and it wastes a lot of time if he does it, and he can chain them together for however long he feels like it. In 100%, you can use charged ice on them though, between the slashes, which guarantees 2 hits. It's not as bad as in like any percent.
That actually wasn't too bad of a fight.
Yeah, it was pretty decent.
Tiger also can really annoyingly just block your shots for a lot of the fight. So it's good to just, that's why you see a lot of runners just pummel him with lemons.
If you try and shoot a charge shot at him, or try and saber him when he's doing nothing, he'll block your shot. If you do it below half health, it usually like encourages him to do a charge, I think.
Yeah, I've had that experience myself. So I think we're done with Mavericks that are going to not have weaknesses for. So we go
maybe?
Beetle stage.
Okay, so I don't know if he gets a bit here. Okay, he doesn't. That's really bad. Because the weakness for Bit, like I said earlier, is ice. It's also the weakness for Seahorse, which is the next Maverick. So getting him on Seahorse is really bad. Because it wastes time.
Because of ammo conservation and stuff.
Yeah. It's also the weakness of the mini boss in Seahorse too.
Yeah. The kind of empty room that was guarded by boss doors earlier is the place in the stage where Bit could have appeared. So if you're ever playing this game and you kind of go into those empty boss rooms and you're like, what's going on? That's where you might fight Bitterbite one day. These are also the doors that you can't take Zero through.
Okay, so Luiz is gonna do a strat here. He shoots a Ray Splasher at Beetle, which is his weakness, but because he has the Buster upgrade, he can charge during that the Ray Splasher animation. then he'll shoot a charge shot at Beetle, and then because that a charge shot will have less iframes than this weakness will. Beetle can block it by trying to go invincible. It's really annoying.
It's a classic case of using the Buster kind of between weakness shots to get the extra damage in because the weakness hit animation just takes so long.
Yeah. Another one like that is Catfish, which we'll see much later.
Yeah, Catfish, we don't even use the weakness until halfway through the fight, but I guess we'll see that then. On to Toxic Seahorse.
Yeah, this is a pretty intense climb part.
So I'm trying to like wait the right amount of time to make sure we have no spoilers. That first neon jump, that he missed the first jump on it. The release neons are just so annoying, even at this top level.
And yeah, that first neon you tried to do was actually like really, really hard. Oh my god, hit one. Now we have Bit.
So Bit pretty much just jumps around the room. He can also throw some fireballs, throw that ring that kind of traps you on the ground. The big thing in the Bit fight is to make sure you don't actually get the last hit on him with ice.
Yeah.
If you do that, you end up destroying him. And if you destroy both Bit and Bite with their weaknesses, you get a much harder boss later on in the game. And with this being a speedrun, we both want the easier boss, and, well, don't want to sit through explosion animations either.
Yeah.
Mostly. Those little capsules we're also collecting along the way that have just letters on them are actually upgrades for the ride armor in this game. There's 4 different ride armors you can get, and I think every stage of the Mavericks has a little platform you can get on to summon the ride armor. You can get either the normal one, the one with like spikes on its hands like from X2. There's an underwater one and a hawk one that shoots missiles and has a short flight.
It's weird that there's like an underwater one, because I think there's only 2 parts in the game that actually has water.
Yeah.
One of them's optional.
Just like New said, for weakness for both the mini boss as well as Bit and the boss of this stage is ice. So Luiz opting there to use the Buster, just get as close as he can and start mashing to kill.
Okay, so Seahorse is one instance of a boss with like really weird glitchy iframe. For whatever reason, when you hit Seahorse, depending on how high you hit him, when he gets out of his like normal iframes, he won't have any iframes at all, so you can just mash ice on top of him. It'll just do damage to him. But he abuses that here. I believe, depending on how high you do it, it'll be up to 15 frames. So the best you can get in real time is a 2 cycle. I don't even know if a task can get 1 cycle.
The 2 cycle was real.
So what?
Blast Hornet. First thing to kind of worry about in this stage is just going to be this kind of shuriken mini-boss. This wireframe enemy is actually not that bad with acid, you just kind of have to know the pattern. I believe the first phase just jumps whenever you hit it.
Yeah, whenever you shoot, he'll jump. Then you never see the second phase. I think he even has a 3rd phase, but I've never seen it.
I don't think I've ever actually seen him killed with the charge shot like that. That was beautiful.
Yeah. Is this strat down by good old static? I think Luiz is the only one that does it. Although be completely wrong on that. Probably, yeah.
I like that strat a lot too, where you knock down the right armor. You don't have to go all the way down. It's a pretty neat one too.
Yeah, once you just shoot the, I guess, I don't even know what to call that enemy that was holding the right armor up. You are credited with having collected it, so you don't need to actually jump in it at all.
This is also the first chance we have to fight, which we do not get.
Here worth noting a little here. Beetle stage and Glass Hornet stage do affect each other. If we had not defeated Gravity Beetle yet, I believe there's like some sort of air carrier mini-boss sequence that takes place near the end of that outdoor area.
Yeah. It's really slow and really annoying.
I'd never actually done the two bosses out of order before, so like whenever I see it, I'm always shocked that it exists.
So when you use charged gravity on Hornet, it does like a lot of damage, but it has like a really, really long animation before it actually does damage. But you can skip that if you go into the menu and switch weapons. And then we just shoot a regular gravity and then charge during that animation. Normally he'll have 2 health left over, but if you can sneak in ice shots between the menus, then he won't. Kind of difficult, but he's good at it, so.
Two, really 3, I guess, Mavericks left.
Yeah. I guess we'll talk about him when we get there. But this is Catfish's stage. There's a lot of neons here.
I don't know how that that bomb mechanic works.
Parasite bomb, when you use it, if you use it on an enemy that it will like kill instantly, then it'll either blow them up, or if they're small and can move around, it'll throw them at another enemy. But when it does this, the enemy no longer has a hitbox at all, so you can just dash through them.
We're seeing a lot of neon jumps in here.
Yeah.
To climb up these spike passages a lot faster than you would be able to otherwise.
Double neon up to the capsule. Pretty cool.
That one looks a lot scarier than it actually is.
Really scary.
I kind of write things off as if I can actually pull it off, it can't be that bad. Spikes are always scary though. So we're actually going to get to see right armor in a little bit, since you need that to get to some of the extra items in this stage.
So
It's just a little sad you don't get to see it more.
yeah. So Luiz is using charged dice here. It's not like just to kill the enemies. He needs a full sub tank for the refights, and killing enemies with ice is, like I said, when you kill an enemy with ice, it'll always drop health. So this is one of the best ways to do it right there. Just fill the sub tank.
So we were starting to talk a little bit earlier about how you don't want to trigger Catfish's iframes.
Yeah, because when you use a drill on Catfish, he has like a ton of iframe. So we use Buster, and he's also using Acid as kind of like a CFO. I don't know if that was ever explained. But
I think it's one of those. It's one of those things where like you fire the acid because it's going to do 2 damage, and at the same time you're charging to get just 11 shot in. Or a charge shot in.
yeah, that's basically it. He did do drills early, but that's because a charge drill will do 3 damage to him if you hit him with it before he goes into his berserk mode. So sometimes it's better if you know that you're not going to be able to get him low enough to just go for that.
And once he's in the middle of the room, if you don't hit him with the drill, he starts, like you were saying, this is like berserk mode, where he just sits there and showers the entire room with sparks. I mean, you could sit there while he's invulnerable to every other weapon at the same time. That's really why in the speedrun we just switch over to the drills. Last Maverick stage.
More ride armor.
I really did like the ride armor in this game when I was playing it casually. They were really trying to give you something that would be fun to use because everybody likes it. And even right now with like that Kirby game coming out, you're seeing pictures all over the place, like the ride armor again.
Yeah.
So that was the Hawk armor. Has a little bit of flight, shoots missiles. It's pretty cool, but really just useful to pick up that heart tank. Ride armor is required to get it.
Stupid sea frog.
So we are also required to fight Bite in this stage.
Yeah.
That fight. That fight didn't even exist.
So, we're about to enter a secret stage to go fight Vile. We need to kill Vile because we need the saber. It's part of 100% requirement. And he's weak to Ray Splasher. And actually, I don't know what else I was gonna say. The rocks falling down are random and they're really annoying, as you can clearly see. So we have to use Triad to hopefully kill the ones that are in our way.
Worth noting too, once you get the boots and the Buster upgrade in this game, you climb ladders so much faster. We do want Vile dead.
Yeah. Unlike Bit and Bite, because like I said earlier, killing him gives us access to the saber. Even though we have to go through this stage and sit through this long animation. It is worth it.
So I never thought when I was playing casually the Triad was really a shield weapon, but seeing the way players climb these shafts or otherwise charge through enemies really makes a lot of sense.
Triad's pretty amazing. Probably one of the best weapons in the game. Same with Spinning Blade. Really the only actually good weapons. So we're coming up on Crawfish.
Go ahead.
He's a boss that exists not in this category, but in other categories he's a thing. We're gonna kill him like pretty much instantly. He has glitched iframes, and I guess I'll just explain after.
You can go ahead and explain it.
I'll let the magic sink in.
Alright.
Actually, I have no idea how much ahead we are of the others.
That didn't take very long.
The rumors that Crush Crawfish is a boss are greatly exaggerated.
Yeah. So whenever you use his weakness, which is Dry Thunder, obviously, he doesn't have iframes for 120 frames. So if you use a charge shot on him during that time, it'll just obliterate him.
There's a little timing there, because I think you need to let the animation for Triad Thunder start going and start winding down, but hit him with the end of it so you could have already started charging to hit him in that basically 2-second window.
Okay, now we're starting the revisits. From Beetle, all we need is the heart, and then we get everything from Rhino. So the heart, sub-tank, and capsule. Okay, so you need the heart, or for the heart you need charged Triad, and same for the helmet. But for the helmet, the other reason why we don't get it earlier is because it's really slow. When you use the helmet, they'll do this animation telling you, like, hey, there's items here and here and here in the stage, and then it's like 8 seconds or something? I don't even remember. But it's every single time you enter. Yeah, something really long and annoying. But it's every single time that you enter the stage that it happens.
And that heart tank that we just got in Beetle stage a little bit ago, you can't actually collect it until you've defeated Blast Hornet. So really we could have collected it at any point after Blast Hornet, but we just keep all the revisits here at the end of the run.
Yeah. It's faster to do it afterwards, like, because of stage selection, like the frames.
The frames? Well, yeah, it's like 1 frame, right?
Something like that.
Save the frames. Save the frame. You get to see the helmet animation once, though, after it gets collected.
It's actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
And also, if you're on the stage select screen, it will tell you there are uncollected items in the stage somewhere there. And most players will also kind of get to a point here where they see there are 4 question marks out there. There's actually 4 red capsules in the game that upgrade your upgrades, but we're really interested in the 5th one of those that is hidden in Dopler 1.
You can only get, like, similar to Hadoken and Shoryuken, the next one next to you. You have to have all the upgrades, full health, and all that. But you also cannot have collected any of the chips already. That's why we're not getting any of them.
Mid-boss in Dopler 1, pretty easy. Good to see Zero in good health. Similar to what we were saying earlier about the extra capsule here being similar to the Hadouken and the Shoryuken, you do need full health when you arrive where the capsule is for it to actually spawn. So breaking out the ice weapon again just to make sure we get health drops. Well, I will pose the question: the combined bit and bite boss in Dopler 1, easy boss or easiest boss?
Uh, it's a really tough question. If you're bad, it's really hard.
Yeah.
Actually, surprisingly easy to die to him, even in 100%. Does a lot more damage than you would think. If you mess up the first hit, then you can die pretty easily.
Yeah, you can see when he gets hit how much damage he takes. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
that's with like full armor and everything.
Yeah, imagine in any percent or low percent, yeah.
I don't know how much damage that
Low
would do in
percent, he
80%,
basically
actually.
one-shots you. I like the comment in chat, what a derpy centaur.
Okay, it's
So now, because
really, really, really
Maverick named Vile is dead,
difficult.
this stage is in good condition, and I think it's a lot harder this way. The red enemies we were seeing at the beginning of the stage are actually green ones, and I'm pretty sure they're easier to kill. Hey guys, we get to play a Zero.
For a little bit at least.
So this boss is only actually here because Vile is dead. This is one of the very few doors in the game you can get through with Zero. And your reward with Zero is you get knocked out. Of course, the benefit here is that Zero decides that, well, he's got this ultra powerful sword. Maybe X could actually use it. And this is the true kind of Hadouken upgrade of this game that you start using to quickly mow through bosses. So who can best explain elevator skip?
I mean, a lot of iframes and a lot of neon jumps. Oh, well, I guess it's any percent is neon jumps. Or saber jumps. Oh, it looked like it went reasonably smoothly.
I think there were some happy accidents along the way.
I think that's
But
a good
you
way
made
to
it.
put it. Happy accidents.
Is he going to be able to get the explosion skip here? I'm still not even sure how that trick actually is caused. There is a sequence of events you can use to make that explosion not happen. Alright, so we're off to the refight stage. We're gonna fight the game's one true villain, Dr. Dopler.
It's our favorite boss again.
in 100%, you have the Buster upgrade, so the Saber shot actually gets fired across the screen. I think without it, it's just a normal melee attack like Zero has. The melee attack, or even if with the fully charged thing, if you hit with the Saber itself, it only does half the boss's life meter of damage. If it gets fired across the room, it hits multiple times. I think it does like 2/3 or 3/4 of their health. You can see now he's also starting to use, I think it's the Hyper Crusher, the upgrade to your Buster upgrade that basically gives you a weapon meter of charged shots. Now that meter gets refilled by actually taking damage. So I think after this fight, we need to start getting hit to fill it back up. Just incredible. Thank you for the update. Range Saber does 20 damage, 8 damage, then 3 waves of 4 damage.
Almost a 2-cycle again.
Yeah, just that one shot. Again, he's jumping into all these bosses and taking damage on purpose to try and build up the Hyper Crusher's meter again. Tunnel Rhino here. Get to use his actual weakness a little bit this time too. Plus used. So I think the quick kill is still the way to go with Crushed Crawfish.
I mean, it's pretty quick.
There's that promised sub-tank getting used. I'm honestly a little surprised he went in and took care of Crushed Crawfish with that little health. Alright, so the whole plot of this game was that this guy, Dr. Dopler, had made kind of a paradise of some sort for Reploids to go and live and not become Mavericks. He had solved the Maverick problem. And, well, you saw what happened over the last 40 minutes. So we're here to
Something
stop
went
Dr.
wrong.
Doppler once and for all. Doppler does have an interesting mechanic where he can absorb the energy from your attacks and heal himself. So you just kind of want to fire the wrong way to trigger that before you really go to work on him. And I'm pretty sure if you ever actually manage to kill him with a shot, like he can't, even if he would otherwise recover from continued damage like the saber, he takes the damage first before he heals it. So if you get him down to 0, you've won. After the fight, Doppler says, you know how it goes. Sigma did it. So now I get to go and fight Captain America Sigma. Get our variety of Marvel characters since X2 has Wolverine Sigma.
Yeah, this fight is really scary in any percent.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool to see him, or see people dodge the flame shots that Sigma does too.
I'm much more afraid of Kaiser Sigma here. In the low percent categories, Kaiser Sigma, the one missile, you're done.
Yeah.
Please try again. And his hitbox is just that tiny little head that's poking out.
Of course, Luiz makes it look easy here. One shot, two shot. That's all it takes.
So there's one more phase after that with this floating wireframe head.
It's the hardest part.
Just make sure you don't get crushed on the parts of the ceiling that are jutting out. And you should be okay. And once he reaches the top and moves over a couple of tiles, that's time. Even if his splits say otherwise.
Yeah, I guess he didn't hit it.
Looked like he actually waited for X to stop moving before he hit it.
Oh, that's whatever.
Yeah.
Bad speedrun.
Well, no, he just didn't hit it. But that's that. GG, Miguel. Doppler drops in with some sort of antivirus. If Zero were here, he'd drop in instead.
Well, I guess that's that.
X gets to look out over another ruined fortress.
Just like the good old days.
Great run from Luiz there. So, thanks for the commentary, gentlemen.
Yeah, thanks for joining me, Kev.
Yep. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Glad to have
Luiz,
all
for
of
that great run, and thanks, SNES Superstars.
Yeah, see you guys later.
Yeah,
Thanks very much, guys.
The guys in the chat, be sure you follow the runner, and be sure you go ahead and follow the commentators as well.